Welcome to Geneijin 101 Episode 6. This is going to cover Chun-Li. We're going to talk about enders, combos, and then we're going to talk about resets and character-specific stuff. And then eventually Zembo Tension. So when talking about Chun-Li, uh, you basically have to understand that her body type is very similar to Urien, Twins, Hugo, Necro, Makoto. Like, all these combos are going to be relatively similar. So, I'm not even going to show the universal combo, really. Just know that it does work on her. Right, so it works, but it's obviously not the best damage. So let's start with the forward medium kick times 2 into palm. And then you choose your ender, either off of up kicks, with up kicks, light punch, shoulder, forward, fierce, dash punch, or up kicks, light punch, shoulder, palm into dash punch. Or light punch, shoulder, light punch, shoulder into palm into medium kick up kicks. Now, you can get both hits of the up kicks to hit there, they just have to fall a little bit. Now, unlike the other characters, Chun-Li has some other enders that are not really used all that much. Outside of like Zembo Tension or situations where you're connecting with your opponent off of a blocked hit. And those are going to be like the double shoulder into forward fierce dash punch. Like, that's pretty common off of freestyle enders. And then you're also going to have the dash punch ender into shoulder palm dash punch, which is very common at the very high level because it's one of the best Okis and it's also one of the best meter generations. So let's showcase the double shoulder that works on pretty much everyone in the game. Now, there's something special about Chun-Li as well, in that just like Urien, you can substitute crouching medium punch up kicks off of any shoulder as opposed to forward fierce dash punch. So you can do that if you want for the longer time for Oki. Although it's not done all that often because the dash punch stuff is more damage, and against Chun-Li, damage is everything. You have very few times that you're going to connect with her, so you'll be lucky if you get 2 Geneijins against a Chun-Li at a very high level. Your goal is always to get more, but you know, that's not always the case. And then you have the character-specific combo, which is that one, except the palm actually connects. So the way that you have to do this is you have to delay your dash punch a little bit and then do an immediate palm. If you delay your palm after the dash punch, then, or I'm sorry, if you delay your shoulder after the dash punch, you're not going to get it. So you can do up kicks or you can do dash punch off of this. Up kicks is a lot more difficult. It does give you more meter, it does give you more damage, and it gives you better Oki, but it's inconsistent. And the only player that I know that does it relatively consistently is Hyacinth. But the very basic one is just dash punch, shoulder dash punch. Going for heavy dash punch is risky at certain heights, so either medium punch or light punch dash punch. It's worth the little bit of damage loss for the consistency, in my opinion. So now, those are all the basic enders. The most common ones are going to be the up kicks ender into whatever, the shoulder or the dash punch ender into the palm or shoulder palm dash punch, or the double heavy punch shoulder into forward fierce dash punch. The crouching medium punch up kick stuff tends to be neglected against this character, but it does have its merits in some cases off of the shoulders. Now, there's one other ender that you can get, which is off of like Zempo. Where if you are able to get enough or as little meter as possible, then you can get standing medium kick into palm into forward fierce dash punch. You negate the shoulder, but it still works. And I missed the forward fierce. Just like that. And obviously, with 2 crouching medium punches, that puts you at like 55% meter, so it's pretty damn good. So you get over 50% for this. It's great in those situations, but we'll talk about Zempo more later. Now, resets on Chun-Li. Oh, sorry, combos. Combos on Chun-Li are very simple. Forward medium kick, palm, forward medium kick, palm, either dash punch or up kicks ender of choice. And then you also have forward medium kick into palm, where you can do the Kara palm with a single light kick. This is probably one of the more common choices because the damage is extremely high. You also have the ability to do regular Kara palms or true Kara palms on Chun-Li off of this, but unless you're just purely going for damage and you like fancy combos, the damage differential for this is very low versus the other combo. But it does do like 80%, so keep that in mind. Now, the important thing about Chun-Li is that you don't actually have to Kara your palms if you take a micro step forward before your before your forward medium kicks. You can just do forward medium kick and then do palm. Now, when starting from other starters, again, you only need to add one other thing, so whether it be a palm or a a forward medium kick or whatever you can or want to do, then that's probably going to end up being your best choice. As far as damage goes, managing to get another palm will end up being the highest damage possible. Now, if for some reason you like the double shoulder enders into whatever, you can do forward medium kick ×2, or forward medium kick palm, forward medium kick palm, forward medium kick stand fierce, and then you have your options for whatever you want off of that. You don't have to do those combos. The other combos are technically better, but there are some people who do like the Oki that they get off of that specific ender, so if you're one of them, then the slightly fancier combos are for you. You also have the other universal combo, which does a little bit less damage, but again, the only reason to be doing this is to condition your opponent that you're going to be jumping for the reset at any given moment, and that's the most important part. Now, in general, combos against Chun-Li are relatively simple. There's another thing that you can do against Chun-Li, which is if you start your combo off with crouching medium kick or whatever into a dash punch, you can do palm and then you can do walk palm afterward. It's something that is very difficult to do. Just like that. but it requires like 1.5 steps forward before you can get your second palm. The only players that I know that do this consistently are Hyacinth, Sho, and Ushi. Otherwise, a lot of players don't go for it. And I don't blame them. There's no reason. The double palm versus a palm into a forward medium kick, the damage difference is negligible. But the consistency that you give up for that small damage increase, in my opinion, is not worth it. Now, we'll talk about resets. Chun-Li can be crouching heavy kick reset off of Zempo tension, just like most of the other cast. It's not your best choice, but it is an option. You can also reset her off of Daipon loop without, with impunity, basically. Her legs are really, really far forward. If you want to do 3 hits or more, you have to do Daipon loop very slow. So, one of the other enders basically ends with forward medium kick into shoulder and then crouch medium punch up kicks mid-screen, and I'll showcase that later in the Zempo tension area. Now, other resets, other than the crouching heavy kick, are going to be the same sort of thing that you would have, like the jump medium kick resets. Ideally, you want to be doing this off of Daipon loop. Most of your resets are going to net you between 50 and 60% meter, or 40 and 60%, I should say. But yeah, so you can do your resets off of dash punch into universal overhead as well. One of the more common resets that I've seen, especially used from players like Hyacinth, is the double standing medium kick into jump forward medium kick combo. And the reason for this is because of how high Chun-Li is. If you do Zempo into stand medium kick into jump forwards medium kick, she's so high that there's 3 different timings that close standing medium kick will hit her. You do have to take a step forward before it to hit, though. Oops. So you can get a lot of meter and a lot of, not really a lot of damage, but you can get a decent amount of damage and a little bit of meter off of situations like that. Other resets off of this are like palm into jump forward target combo, which then you can do left, right, high, low mix-ups. That also works just off of normal target combo. The other Zempo resets also work. The medium kick up kicks into jump forward heavy kick, which you can do front back high low. And then you also have the jump leg kick or jump medium punch whatevers. I prefer jump medium punch against this character because it's a little bit easier to hit the forward fierce against her. It's not really a reset, but character specific is you can do walk forward crouch medium punch or standing medium punch into heavy kick up kicks, and then you also have walk forward light punch light kick into medium kick up kicks. As far as other resets go, there aren't really too many of them. It's all the basic stuff, but the most common situation that you're going to see is the far stand medium kick into it, or you're going to see shoulder into jump medium punch or medium kick, mid screen most likely. Or you're going to be seeing crouch heavy kick. Now, crouch heavy kick in general, or all knockdowns inside of Geneijin, cause a hard knockdown. So, when you sweep your opponent, knowing which dive kicks are going to be ambiguous or not matters. So, knowing that jump forward, medium kick, dive kick is going to hit in the front, and then super jump, medium kick, dive kick is going to cross up or go to the other side. Oops. So they have to guess between what you're going to do. The other thing is when your opponent gets swept and you're going for your reset, delaying your super jump, medium kick, dive kick can hit in the front, but it is quite rare. And when you're doing this with 3 or more hits, you have to be doing it at a very slow rate. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it as far as resets go. Now, character-specific things outside of this, like the resets and all that crap, there aren't a whole lot of them. When she's crouching, medium punch, fierce punch doesn't connect, so using that target combo in general doesn't really work on her. There's a bunch of Chun-Li specific set plays off of dive kicks and off of like walk forward, crouching, medium punch, up kicks. And those will be included in future set play videos that I'll be making for each character. But for now, let's go and look at Zanbo Tenshin. Now, the most important thing to note here is that medium punch shoulder is going to bounce her to the front of you. It's never going to cross back into the corner. So you have to dash under her and either do palm or a standing medium kick. Now what this does is it makes it so that you have relatively consistent choices off of your enders, so you don't really need all that much variety, or off of your Zanbo Tenshin. So like, a normal combo is going to be like forward medium kick into palm times 2, into up kicks into your ender. And then you also have enders like that, or combos like that. So I'll just list a couple off. Standing medium kick, dash palm, true Kara palm times 2, heavy kick up kicks, light punch shoulder, palm up kicks. Standing medium kick, dash palm, forward medium kick times 3, stand heavy punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, forward fierce dash punch. So I'll showcase that one. Oh, that didn't allow me to get all the hits that I thought I would. There we go. So the the forward medium kicks need to be instantaneous off of the standing medium kick, or the palm, I should say. And then you also have, you know, forward medium kick times 3 into palm, heavy kick up kicks. Oops. But that one's a little bit harder to do. But it is like the most damage possible, pretty much, because you get an extra damage thing. You do have stuff like single Kara palms as well. So, ideally you don't want to be doing them though, because off of these situations, unless you only need one other palm, you're not going to net as much off of a Kara palm as you would off of the timing that you would need to delay everything in order to get your Carapom to come out. So as you can see there, like, just adding the single palm cuts the combo by like 3 hits. Or 2 hits, I should say. So if you try to do 2 forward medium kicks into Carapom off of that, and you try to do heavy kick up kicks or something, your ender is just going to whiff, like it did there. The most you'll get is crouching medium punch up kicks off of that, which is why using the consistent palm into forward medium kick times 2 or 3 into a choice is going to be more consistent off of no blocked hits. Now, I don't have a whole slew of combos for Chun-Li because damage matters the most. So when your opponent is blocking your shit, making sure that you can do the proper combos is important. So that was 1 to 2 blocked hits, and you're still able to get 4 medium kick times 2 into palm up kicks. The up kicks needs to be immediately after the palm, because if you delay the up kicks like you normally would for a combo, then you're going to end up hitting your opponent with the up kicks that only allow for crouch medium punch up kicks afterward. If you do an early one, you can delay light punch shoulder into whatever you want for your ender. Whether it's palm into up kicks, whether it's palm into dash punch, or whether it's forward fierce dash punch, which is the most consistent. So if your opponent blocks, 3 to 4 hits, this is where your Carapoms come in. Or your just forward fierce or forward medium kick into palm, I should say. So that's probably the most consistent choice. Palm, forward medium kick, palm, up kicks. There you go. So then if they block, up to 6 hits, your most consistent choice is going to be a forward fierce into, whatchamacallit, heavy punch dash punch into the light punch shoulder thing. Oops. Now, this is a little bit difficult to get the timing for. But it is your best combo at 54 damage and like 35% meter. God damn it. Come on, game. Now you have to delay your shoulder slightly, otherwise it will not connect. Just like that. You also do have Carapoms, like true Carapoms, and the other combo that you can do if you're not, a fan of the forward fierce dash punch one is forward medium kick, walk, palm, standing heavy punch into double shoulder. Now, the timing for this is a little bit difficult. So cutting out one shoulder is probably your best choice here. And it also gives you a lot of meter and damage. It's about 52 damage, so it's a 2 damage difference. The meter is roughly the same. And then you have true Carapoms, which is going to end up being just like palm into a true Kara palm into an up kicks. So like any ender off of that you want. If your opponent blocks 4 hits, or I should say 7 to 8 hits, the most consistent one is going to end up being the dash palm into walk, stand, heavy punch, into medium punch, shoulder, forward, fierce, dash punch. But you can do dash punch into palm, heavy dash punch as well, which is another consistent one. Oh boy. Now, for this sort of a thing, you really need to delay your dash punch a little bit. Otherwise, it's not going to work consistently. You can also delay your palm very slightly to make it a little bit easier as well. And this does the most damage at 54 and 35% meter. And then if your opponent blocks up to 9 or 10, you have the ender that I showed you earlier. Which is standing medium kick times 2, afterward into palm, into palm forward fierce. So it's relatively decent combo. But if you're inconsistent with the standing medium kick palm, you can do palm, delay, heavy punch, shoulder, heavy punch, dash punch, which is not as good, but you can just do double standing medium kick into forward fierce as well if you really want to. Which is probably the most consistent. But the palm combo does more damage, obviously. Because you end up getting an extra hit. Oops. Try one more time. Now, the timing on this stuff is very difficult. So, if you really just want consistency, go for that. Like, getting this consistently, the palm one, is going to be difficult because of all the different timings that you need in order to make it work. But if you put the time in, which I did at one point, but I can't do it anymore, looks like. Getting the forward fierce off of that can be a little bit difficult, but she has to bounce high, like she just did there. There we go, fucking finally. Okay. Now I don't have to kill myself. Mid-screen, you have the medium punch shoulder combo. And that is 41 damage and close to 50% meter. And you also have medium punch up kicks, forward medium kick, medium punch shoulder. But the forward medium kick needs to be held a little bit longer. Oops. So that your medium punch shoulder hits that close. So that she lands on like the middle of your head versus on the front of the shoulder. Because if she lands on the front of the shoulder, she'll pop forward too much that you won't be able to get your crush medium punch up kick. Now this also works off of like 12 hits, but only the mid-screen one with the walk back forward medium kick one, and that still is the same damage. If they block 12 hits, it's still the same shit. Like 11 to 14 hits is that combo. Stand medium kick dash, stand medium kick forward fierce dash punch. Like that's the most consistent one. Off of 11 to 12 hits though, you should be able to do the standing medium kick into palm. If you stay close enough to her for so that you don't get far stand medium punch at all. Oops. So there we got far stand medium punch. Yep. So that works. And then mid-screen stuff, the most important thing to talk about here is that let's normal mode, then we'll save. Okay, so off of like Zempo here, doing the medium punch up kicks is important because it gets your opponent to the corner in most cases off of immediate Zempo. So that would be your basic combo for medium kick times 3, forward fierce, dash punch, shoulder, palm, dash punch. With 1 to 2 hits, it's still the same sort of combo. You just cut out one of the forward medium kicks. Now, because this is true mid-screen, basically, this should work anywhere on the screen, no matter what. So, if they block 4 hits, you can do your normal combos, or your up to 8 hits, I should say. Because the more that they get pushed away, the easier it is to do your regular combos. So, 4 hits. So for 4 hits, even mid-screen, you have all of your normal stuff with dash punch. So off of 4 hits, you would end up doing dash punch, whatchamacallits. Palm. That one. And then 6. And then 8. Just an example, that's not the actual combo you would do. The 8 combo is basically the same thing. Palm, walk stand, heavy punch, shoulder, etc. Or palm and a dash punch. Because the more pressure that you're able to exert, the more that your opponent is pushed towards the corner. Because from true mid-screen, her blocking 12 hits is going to push her to the corner. Her blocking 10 hits is going to basically corner her as well. If she's slightly further away from mid-screen, you know, all of your stuff will still work. So just like the other characters, the majority of your mid-screen stuff will work unless you are true mid-screen, in which case you have to modify your combos for 0 and whatchamacallit. 0 through 4 hits, basically, of block stuff. Otherwise, it's all the same. And hopefully that's enough information to get you started against Chun-Li. It's essentially the same. You know, mid-screen combos against her are going to end up being dash punch, whatever. If you want to get her to the corner, which is what I suggest doing, you know, you have all of your basic combos there. You know, you have your multiple choices as far as like how you want to go with your freestyle stuff, but it's pretty easy to get her to the corner. Going for resets against her mid-screen can be worth it if she doesn't have meter. But yeah, mid-screen stuff is basically Daipon loop if you can do it. But if you can't, then go for the other stuff. And then again, from mid-screen, you can do this reset. And, you know, you get a lot of meter and a lot of damage off of this, so have fun, and hopefully this will help your game against Chun-Li. Another important thing to note is that when you're going for a Zempo and your pressure, is that she can forward heavy kick and hit you, or she can jump out, right? So she has one more tool against your Zempo, just like, what's his face, Urien can headbutt you as well, if he wants to take that risk. But again, if you're just doing your normal pressure, you can actually connect with Chun-Li. So when you connect with her, get as much damage as you possibly can. So the next episodes are going to come up, or that are coming up next, are Makoto, Hugo, Necro, and Remy. And then after that, I will cover the rest of the cast, like Q and other random things. But this is Geneijin 101. Thanks for watching.